Unity Sunday service and that experience, in particular your role as a minister and giving a message versus your role, say, in the Sangha and being a lead monk and leading a service there. Similarities, differences?
Again, I don't really lead the service.
You don't lead the service.
I don't
You're just
lead
the eldest.
Exactly,
monk.
eldest monk, our guiding teacher, or the lead, and he would probably best be described, if you're going Christian terms, as the bishop, in many ways. But he's the lead teacher. He is which is Reverend Dr. Shinyananda.
But if I'm not mistaken, you have led services.
I am the next one who, when he is gone, I'm the one who does it.
Intermittently, you could say.
Yes.
Rehashing.
Throughout the year.
Callback.
Flashback.
So just kind of walk us through, just the experience. For some people watching this, hopefully, there may be some people watching this who have either never been to a Unity Church service or have never been to a Sangha, meditation sit. So maybe just what does that look like? What would that feel like?
Well, again, for Unity is so driven by the minister and the community that it can look so varied. And Unity itself is so varied, which is a different subject. The ones that I've been a part of, the norm, I'm trying to condense them all, it's a culmination of meditation, and actually they're both the same as far as character. There's meditation, there's talk, and there's some form of music. So they're both kind of similar.
Those are the universal building blocks.
Those are the universal building blocks that you will have with both. In Unity, it's just a little bit more structured. You have a choir, and the talk is different. And then you have meditation maybe at the beginning, at the end, way more singing, and the meditation is shorter. Unlike, I don't think most churches, Unity churches, have meditation. I don't think any other denomination usually has a form of meditation within the service. So part of being still or in the quiet, which I think is, as far as kind of Christian-like religions or services, I don't think you'll find that in many.
I would agree with that.
There's some who are the friends, the Quakers?
Quaker Church.
I've never been to one, but I think their service is largely a sit, a quiet.
That's I've heard the same thing.
Where they
haven't experienced it myself.
Occasionally speak out something that comes to them, and other. You're right.
Kind of like speaking in tongues.
Well, I don't know enough about it to speak to it. I'd love to have somebody on who could, but it kind of sounds like that.
Anyone out there who is a Quaker or a friend, contact us. We'd love to have you on the show.
The idea of channeling of spirit is speaking through them at that moment. It's similar to that. Other even Catholic services, they might not have a seated quiet. Let's go into this silence meditation. But there's parts of services that are a meditation. Even the singing or some sort of chanting or some sort of.
I don't think they would call it meditation because
they might not call it.
Yeah, but there's definitely the silent prayer, silent contemplating, and even with Catholics, they have the rosary, and as they're doing their prayer, it's similar to the Buddhist mala, where when you chant a mantra, you count off. So there's similarities.
Yeah.
It's always amazing to me how they kind of bash. Well, it's not happening as much, but there's a lack of understanding, I think, of the Buddhist practice as something really woo-woo, and it's really quite practical, which will lead us into then the Sangha experience. Yeah. And again, it depends on the tradition that you're going to and what type of group you're going for. But at ours, it's similar in that instead of sitting in pews, we're sitting on the floor on various pillows. We can't sit in chairs. Many of us do. And it usually starts off with some sort of the Heart Sutra. So again, there's music. It's not quite considered music, but there's bells and drums, different sounds. And then we will go into some form of mantra chanting. Again, paralleling, I guess you could kind of think of it as some form of music, but it's really a form of meditation, a form of kind of being still. And then we'll go into the silence. You know, because we have such limited time, we'll only do anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes of meditation, unlike Unity, which we'll do at best 5. Some very rare. It's usually 5. Is what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
There's only one church I've been at that says they do 10, and they didn't quite get to 10. And that's all right. I mean, it's still Unity has to be an hour. Has to be sandwiched within an hour. So there's a lot to do within an hour. Back to the Sangha. After being in meditation for a half an hour, whoever is leading will do the Dharma talk. And obviously the differences are, one is a unity-based talk and the other one is based on Buddhist principles. Again, depending on the lineage, there can be some nuances. And then we do our vows, our 4 vows, and then do announcements.
So the vows are kind of like a prayer.
Kind of a prayer.
Akin to.
It can be, but it's, it's really
An inner commitment. So
it's more like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of an inner commitment. And then do announcements. You do announcements in both, and you go eat afterwards. So there's some
fellowship.
Yeah.
So this idea of lineage, that seems to me maybe a key difference between the Buddhist tradition, as I'm hearing it described in your experience, and Unity ministry. Not that there isn't a lineage in Unity ministry, there certainly is, but there maybe isn't as much emphasis on it. That certainly as you go around from Unity Church to Unity Church, it's not going to be stressed so much that this is a direct hand down from this person to that person to this person.
Well,
And there's much more freedom in the way the service is conducted.
that is true, but I would equate lineage with denomination.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So unity would be a lineage.
So Unity would be
It's a lineage.
one denomination in the Christian
Exactly.
tradition.
Sure.
And within
Okay.
Christianity, there's all these different nuances and ways of going about it, as well as in Buddhism. And it depends on what type of Buddhism it is.
Sure. I attend
Versus-
a Sangha at Unity Village with Robert Brunch,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of similarities to what you described. There's not the chanting or music. There's the only bells are the chiming he'll do to begin the meditation and to close it, and that's usually about a 45 minute sit with a little bit of guidance, instructions from him, focus on the breath, that sort of thing. And then the discussion afterwards for another 45 minutes.
Correct?
Vipassana, in like awareness or insight meditation. And he might do a talk, like you said, a Dharma talk, where the leader gives you inspiration and words and wisdom and guidance, or he might just do kind of a Q&A. So that really feeds me. The holding hands, singing songs, all this stuff from a lot of traditional church services, I try to avoid. I'll either show up late to miss it or come or leave early. No, I'm not meaning for any church leaders out there who are watching this. Not you. I'm not talking about yours. I'm talking about other ones. Yours I love. Yours, if I go to Jefferson City, I'll come early, stay late, just to sing some more songs.
You're a wise man.
Hold more hands and hug people.
You're a wise man.
Yeah. Could you extend the meet and greet your neighbor part to an extra 10 minutes? Because that's my favorite part.
Well, let's just have some extended meet and greet time after this recording.
Can I sit next to you
we'll
now?
all hold hands and sing songs together.
So that's the stuff. That's the substance of it that I like. So it's the meditation part, and then it's discussion if you're in the mood to discuss.
Well, and that's
the best
very
stuff.
similar. We used to have Q&A. We don't have it as much now. But you can think of chanting the mantras as its own form of meditation as well.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
you do a couple of those and you get that energy out, and then you're just kind of ready to.
Yeah. And I should say, some church groups are doing book studies, like the Fall Faith series or the Adventures in Spirituality, and that is providing those exact same things. Coming together in a group of people for discussion, meditation.
Clean it up, Ned.
Without...
Clean it up.
What did I do? That's what I'm saying is you don't have to have the whole church service of the choir and the singing the songs and all that stuff if you don't want to.
Yes.
You're finding these ways to provide all those things. I was trying to redeem my church, my friends, my connections with church people.
Now see, with unity, depending on the
good
church, I love the music. To me, the music, it's right, and it follows the talk. I mean, that's why they call it music ministry, because there's nothing like music that really gets to your soul. And just for me, and I came from Renaissance Unity in Detroit. Another plug. Shout out Renaissance Unity. And they don't have as large of a choir now, but they have this 16-member choir, and they really brought in some kind of Christian music in. Popular Christian music from the radio in, and with the right minister who could kind of sandwich in, kind of reorchestrate what the languaging is, and make it more unity. It's beautiful. I mean, Fillmore did that anyway.
Sure.
I mean, Charles and Myrtle, so many unity churches get away from, hell and damnation, oh God, any of the usual Christian terminology, but the Fillmores, really loved it. So in my services, I really like to bring those out, because so many people find themselves in unity because they've been injured by these things. And there's sometimes when you don't speak them, you're giving it just as much power because of your fear of them or because of your woundedness.
Wow.
And so let's just bring it out, You want to talk about hell?
Examine it.
Yeah, let's examine hell. Let's look at and hell is just a form of purification. At least the way we teach it in
releasing
in
and letting go.
Fire and water are purification.
Wow.
Not meant to be there. Stay there.
Yeah. Good stuff. And let it go. Examine it though. And that goes back to the whole Buddhist and awareness and watching it.
Yeah.
We could have you on again.
I think we should.
Wow, it is already.
It's about that time.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to plug?
Let's see. Well, Unity Church of Peace, Jeff City. 11 o'clock if you're in Jeff City. Come on along. I'm the new interim minister.
She's
Minnie
constantly
Emily.
the interim minister.
Does the church have a Facebook page, Chris?
It does.
Find them on Facebook.
Find them on Facebook. On Facebook, though, they're Unity Jeff City.
Unity Jeff City.
Yes.
Jeff is short
Jefferson
for
City.
Jefferson.
Yes, I think it is Jefferson City. Thank
Unity
you.
Jefferson City.
Yes.
Well, you got to watch our slang. Anything else? Does the Sangha, your Unity Temple?
The Unity Temple on the Plaza, which is also known as Buddhist Temple something. Temple Buddhist something. I apologize.
Just do a search
Nima.
for Buddhist Temple
Venerable Nima,
something.
I apologize who heads that up. But they have, not only does the Dharmakaya Buddhist Association, just a little tidbit, is about to change its name to Refuge Buddhist Community. So we're in the works of that. So I should really start saying Refuge Buddhist Community, because Dharmakaya is going to be a greater entity, which Refuge is a part of.
We're starting it today. We're starting to say
Well,
it.
we've
Refuge Buddhist
We've already
Community.
We're starting
done the
you
vision
to
and
say
mission.
it today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we've been plugging it a little bit.
Yeah.
It just isn't.
Ben and I are starting to hear you say it today.
Yeah, that's it.
The public is hearing us say it.
We're
Yeah. Refuge
Well,
Buddhist Community, as well as my hometown, Renaissance Unity. I feel like I need to be plugging something else.
well, if you think of the
Well, how
website.
about the Sunday Brunch with Ben and Ned? Find us on Facebook. We have a Facebook
Thank you,
page. Connect with us there. You can see the new shows as they come out, and lots of other fun stuff too.
Ask questions, post questions, comments, suggestions.
Anything you want us to dissect, any questions, problems that you want us to solve once and for all,
Be done.
the meaning of life, let us know. We'll
What
clear that right up.
What did we learn on the show today?
Yeah.
Well,
What did you learn? What did you learn?
I learned that you are ordained as both a Korean and Vietnamese
Didn't know
monk.
that.
I did not realize
Oh,
that.
all right.
I didn't. You had your finger in so many different pies.
I didn't know that either. That was I learned, and not that anyone's going to ask me, but
Ned, what did you learn today?
how much different there is differences there are in the sanghas themselves, in the sects or whatever sects.
You got to be careful with your enunciation of some words.
Yeah, the chanting, the bells, and all that. So it's great. It's a variety.
But it also depends on culture. So it's not only, it's Vipassana, Zen. I mean, it also depends on where it's stemming from. Right. So all of them, with Vipassana is basically.
All right, we're wrapping this up.
I'm glad we are, because I just went right out of it.
What did you learn on this show today, Reverend Bo?
You have anything that you learned today, Crystal, or any reflections or realizations that you're going to walk away with?
That I'll just take my chances with the blackmail that they were trying to do on me instead of coming on here. No.
I hope you don't feel too bruised and battered.
I don't feel bruised and battered at all. I was actually ready to continue to go, but you guys are trying
we'll
to
have to save it for next time. Well,
yeah,
we look forward to that.
We may just record another show as soon as we hit stop there.
Well, this has been the Sunday Brunch. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Reverend Crystal, Bo, and with Ben and Ned. And until next time.
Until next time.
We like to do.
Peace.